Good afternoon to all my fellow Americans. Here once again, my name is Eduardo Rodriguez, here from the island of Puerto Rico to inform on what's happening on the neighboring island of our brothers who are struggling against what is called socialism. The same thing Biden's administration is trying to impose upon us. And to prove it, I'm going to go on with the news, and you're going to see it's the same thing that Joe Biden is trying to impose upon us. Together with not only his corrupt administration, but including his son. So let me go on with what's happening here. I'm going to start off with the commemoration of the 170 years of the birth of José Martí, the apostle José Martí, what they call the apostle. I'm not talking about the biblical type. I'm talking about José Martí. A great man, super intelligent. The guy was an anti-socialist. Not only that, he predicted and he denounced socialism and predicted the consequences of socialism. What would happen under that kind of ideology? 100 and some plus years, let's say in probably 1870s, when he found out what Marxism was all about, when it was created by Engels and this other dude, I'm trying to remember, Marx and Engels. So today is commemorated. Let me show you a video here. I'm just going to show you a person holding. This is from Paco. He's holding a poster commemorating José Martí. Let me show you here the videotape.
Unión Patriótica de Cuba, Paco, y promotores de Cuba decide acá en Palmarito de Campos, le hacemos un pequeño homenaje a nuestro apóstol.
The lady had a poster. You can see very well it says homage or tribute to José Martí. Like I said, I'm going to show you little pieces because if I show you the whole thing, the live will you to call my attention and tell me, oh, look, you're violating the rights of the author, even though this is to share. But according to them, it's not to share. So let me go to the next one here. Next one here is from, this is from Paco again. This is from Wilber Aguilar. He says, the most punishable crime in Cuba is requesting freedom. I'm going to show you who Wilber Aguilar is. He's fighting for the rights of the prisoners, including the right for his son to be free, who's in prison, even though the son is innocent, like many other political prisoners who are innocent, just for requesting freedom for the island. Freedom and an end of the crisis and the corruption that is occurring in the island under socialism. By the way, which is the same thing Joe Biden is doing with his son. Let me show you this person, Wilber Aguilar. This little piece there you go, that's him, Wilber Aguilar.
Cubanos y los que no son cubanos.
All right, let me go to the next one here. This is from Cubanet. There's an area of Havana where they have constructed a hotel. I think it belongs to the Melia company. If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard it said Amelia. But if I'm wrong, correct me, please. Somebody correct me. They have no money for the people to mobilize the economy by opening to free marketing. But they have money, which is for their pockets, company invested by other companies from other countries, but not a penny for the people to mobilize or to open to free marketing so that the people can benefit. People can open up, create their own capital, which will produce taxes to improve the roads, the hospital conditions, medication, pharmacies, the creation of internal capital and enterprises. But no, they're not willing to do that. They're enslaving the people. They're reducing them to a state of slavery and won't let them produce, won't let them create, just like in capitalism. But you know what? Biden is trying to destroy that too, in the same manner. Sending our money overseas to benefit other countries, while Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and and Muslims included, trying to destroy America. Antifa, in majority, they're not mentioning Muslim, but I wouldn't doubt there's Muslims included in there. But let's keep the Muslim out just in case. But I wouldn't doubt they're in there because they want to annihilate Israel, the state of Israel, plus the United States and our Constitution. They don't agree with freedom. They want to eliminate and ban the First Amendment. So they're doing exactly the same thing. This people in Venezuela praising Biden because they think it's going to free them. Okay, I hope he does. But if he does it, he's going to do it for personal reasons. Maybe he wants to steal the same gold that Nicolas Maduro is stealing by enslaving a group of tribes, enslaving them so he can get free gold and then sell that gold to the central bank of Venezuela. I want to show you that in a few minutes. I'm just already getting there to prove my point. The problem is that the videotape is in Spanish. But it's more or less what I'm saying. But I'm going to show you just a little portion of the videotape, even though they say it's to share. But still, YouTube might tell me, oh, no, wait a minute, you're violating the author's rights. And you know, even though on the videotape they say, hey, to share. Because it says it in the videotape. I hope these people from YouTube see it before they come up with some crap about me violating the author's rights. Okay. Let me show you the hotel that they're creating, not to benefit the people of Cuba, it's just to benefit the pocket of the socialist elite, not the people. Not a penny goes to the people or to renewing the conditions in the hospitals or for medications or anything. Nothing for the people. It's just for tourists in order to get money for their own benefit, not the benefit of the people. Okay, let me go to the next one. That's why there's a lot of people in Cuba that find that there's no use in studying. They'll study, but then, you know, they say, what we're going to do what we study for. It's like an engineer. The guy had to go and, this one example, there was an engineer had to go and work by himself creating things because he couldn't get a job. And they don't allow him to produce, because if he's going to create something, let's say, invent a machine in order to bring it out to the market so he can sell it and gain profit, they won't let him. They'll fine him. And if he complains, they'll put him in prison. They don't let you produce. They don't let you how you call it, work with your talent in order to produce things so you can benefit from it. They won't let you. They'll fine you from beyond reasoning in order to keep you in a state of permanent slavery. And proof of this is that a professor in the university gets like let me see, in Cuban money, it's like $5,000 or maybe $6,000 a month. But if you compare it to American money, it amounts to like $27 a month, which they can't do nothing with. They can barely live. They'll probably have to work 2 or 3 jobs, or like female doctors go out and prostitute themselves and work with tourists in order to get some type of money. That noise, if you hear the noise, is my wife's telephone. She left it here, and you can hear it ringing. So I'm going to ignore that. And let me go to the next one here. Okay, this is from Incredible Universe, which in Spanish is Universo Increíble. A dramatic message from a Cuban mother to reporters for her daughters from Matanzas. She fears for one of her daughters who is missing. Let me show you the mother and I'll explain what's happening. Okay. The mother is pleading to investigate her missing, one of the missing daughters who has escaped in a boat towards, I guess, most probably to the United States, and she just disappeared, one of them, and she's crying and she's pleading to find, investigate what's happened to their daughter. They left due to the crisis where they can live in Cuba. In Cuba, you can barely live. I mean, people are there with professions. They can barely live. Imagine a person like a plumber or a mechanic or an electrician. They receive like $10 a month. And I'm talking about American money. And Cuban money is a different story. But I'm going to leave it up to people who knows about the exchange of the money, because I'm not too good at that. But it could probably be like maybe like $2,000 a month, which I doubt. But a little bit over $2,000. But then if it could be a little bit less, maybe 1,000 something or $2,000 a month, which amounts to like $10. Maybe a little bit more, who knows? I doubt, which I doubt. And a pensioner, forget about it. It's $4 a month. $1 was taken out of the pensions for the veterans in Cuba, those who fought in Angola, or those who retired from the armed forces. Forget about it. I mean, a total nightmare, because they can barely buy food. It's a very sad situation, and that's the same type of socialism that the Democrats are pushing. Still calling themselves Democrats, but we all know they're just terrorist supporters and embracing Muslim and communist terrorists. Okay, let me go to the next one. This one is unbelievable. Look, this is from Venezuela. I received this from a very good friend of mine. She's an architect. Her name is Indira Maneiro. God bless you, Indira Manero, and I'm going to send her this video when I finish. Once finished, I'm going to show you photos that she's sending me where the Yanomami tribe are displaced by the garimpeiros of the dictator Maduro's regime for the extraction of gold and other minerals, having to immigrate to Brazil or in a state of extreme malnutrition. This was only seen in the death camps of the Nazi regime when the communist Russia of Lenin and Stalin. I want you to see these photos. Let me see if I can open up here. I want you to see them one by one. Let me see if I can. Okay, look. Let me see if I can put it this way. Look at the situation of these Indians. What according to what I know, let me show you the photos, then I'll explain. This is socialism. You want socialism? This is what's going to happen in the United States. It's the same thing they're pushing for. Look at this. Look at this child in a hammock. And there's more. Let me show you another one. Look at this one. Look at this person on a bed. Look at that. They're starving them to death. This is socialism. It ruined Cuba. It ruined Venezuela. I mean, it ruined North Korea, China, during the great Chinese Revolution, and the ex-Soviet Union, and now it's in Venezuela. Venezuela is suffering from this extreme. I don't know Nicaragua because Nicaragua has turned into a closed society, socialist society, where they don't permit any news coming out of there. I don't know what's happening there. But I wouldn't doubt it's the same thing. Look at this case right here. Look at this. Look at this person here. The exact thing that happened in communist ex-Soviet Union and the Great Revolution of Mao, Pol Pot. I forgot to mention Pol Pot. North Korea, Cuba, and now Venezuela. Look at this. The same thing that happened in socialist the Nazi regime, National Socialism. It's the same thing, socialism from the extreme left, where they were doing this to Jews and other people that wasn't approved because of their race. Let me see. There's another one. I think that was the last one. No, there's more. Look, there's more. Look at that. They're feeding them. They're feeding these child, which Nicolas Maduro is a tyrant, a criminal. Look at this baby. Look at this baby. Ready to die because of malnutrition. She probably died. Lack of food. This photo was sent to me by my great friend, Indira Manero, who's from Venezuela. And there's a videotape here. I'm going to show you a short. They were talking about the corruption, but it's in Spanish.
Es el hombre más poderoso de Venezuela. El poder de este joven de 31 años es tan inmenso que el Departamento del Tesoro de los Estados Unidos considera que Maduro depende de su hijo.
Because then, like I say, YouTube, even though they said it's available to share, I'm still do not trust YouTube on letting me show it, because they're going to probably mostly going to come over and tell me, hey, you're violating the rights of the author. So let me just stop it right there. What's happening is Nicolas Maduro, who's a criminal and a tyrant, dictator communist. Let me put it that way more strongly, even though socialism is the same thing. Is using his son to go out and do business in order to extract money for for their luxuries and their own benefits, their personal benefits. He's in control of the army, who's controlling this tribe, Indian tribe of Venezuela, to extract free gold, because I don't think you can see the conditions. Extract free gold for their pocket to sell it. It says here in the videotape that they would sell it at they would buy it at a low price, but what I believe is happening, because if they're digging from the gold mine, is they're getting it free. They're not buying it at a low price. They're getting it free from these Indians who they're starving to death and enslaving them in these gold mines. Then they'll sell the gold to the central bank in order to enrich themselves furthermore. But I don't think it's that they're buying at a low price. They're getting it free, and they're becoming filthy rich people, corrupt, criminal people. It's a mafia organization they're creating. And it's the same thing that's happening in the United States with Joe Biden's administration, corrupt, illegitimate administration. They're doing the same damn thing. With his son, he's sending him, they're doing the same thing, sending his son out to other countries in order to negotiate and get connections to benefit the pocket of his father. I'm talking about Hunter Biden, who's also gaining millions of dollars in jobs which he wasn't even fit for it or studied for it. These people are becoming super and super rich, and not only that, I wouldn't doubt, if it happens, if they use the armed forces to free Venezuela, it won't be for the benefit of the Venezuelans. Well, I hope it happens. I pray it does. I hope Venezuela is free from this nightmare. But I wouldn't doubt Biden's going to use it, because this guy's an atrocious liar and criminal. He's going to use it for his own benefits. He's like, oh, wait a minute, I want that gold for myself. The hell with those mines. Those mines are going to be mine. I'll free the Venezuelans, question mark, and then they'll become my slaves. And I'll be super, super filthy rich. I don't trust Joe Biden's administration. And I advise the Venezuelans to awake and be very cautious about Biden's dealings with them, because I don't trust him one bit. I don't think he's going to free Venezuela for the Venezuelans. He's going to do it like he's doing to the United States. He's trying to enslave us and impoverishing the American people, and little by little introducing them forcefully to socialism by selling lands to China, who's another socialist country, even though they open up to free marketing. But the Chinese are not going to come here to buy land to benefit the American people. They're going to do it to benefit themselves. And Biden, who's just as evil, is selling the land to them, probably to benefit his pocket, become super rich, and then on the Chinese rule, enslave the American people, and destroy our country. Period. As it is, as it was. This illegitimate thief, criminal, and atrocious liar who stole the elections, who's stealing money from right to left. I wouldn't doubt it's going to exactly happen the same way in the United States, because under socialism, it's always the same story. It's all the same history. Let me put it that way, but it's not a story. The same history. Once they're in place to control the people and terrorize them, they force them into starvation, lack of medication, lack of everything, expropriation of everything. Everything then belongs to is going to become the most richest person in history, which would be Joe Biden, because everything then expropriated and belongs to him. The maximum party leader, just like in China. So wake up, be careful. Let's stop. I hope we can get out of this. I pray every day. But we're so far gone that I doubt we can get out of this mess. But let's hope Donald Trump can pull it off, because we're in a lot of trouble. So, like I always say, God bless my country eternally. I stand with God and Israel eternally. And I always pray that Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, North Korea, and China be free someday from this nightmare called socialism. So God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Freedom for Cuba. Freedom, freedom, freedom for Cuba now and Venezuela. So God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.